Jacksonville Jaguars fans, welcome into Duval Daily, presented by GenJag.com. I'm Jordan DeLugo. Thanks so much for being here Wednesday, September 24th. Right now, we are taking a look around the web at different power rankings, giving my analysis of these national sites analysis of the Jacksonville Jaguars and where they are at in the 2025 NFL season. Excited to get into it. So this is just a new show that I'm kind of testing out to see what y'all think about it. Let me know what you think in the comment section below. We're going to take a look at ESPN, Pro Football Focus, The Athletic, NFL.com, and Yahoo. If there's another site establishment that you'd like me to look at, let me know in the comment section below. If you enjoy the content here, please like and subscribe. You can also check out genjag.com/shop, pick up some new Duval gear, help support the channel further. Look good while doing it. So we're starting off over on ESPN, and they start their rankings with the team at the top. I kind of prefer looking at 32 down to 1, but I digress. So looking at this: Eagles, Bills, Lions, Chargers, Packers, Bucks, Ravens, Rams, Chiefs. Chiefs up there at 9 still, huh? Commanders, 49ers. Obviously, the Jags have the Chiefs in a couple weeks. They have the 49ers this week. Colts at 12, division rival. Vikings at 13, Seahawks at 14, Broncos at 15, Cardinals at 16, Steelers at 17, Jags at 18. Week 3 result, beat the Texans 17-10. Week 3 ranking 23, so they're up 5 spots from 23. Biggest issue on defense is finishing with sacks. I would not say that. And then the blurb looks like it's all about not finishing with sacks. All right, we're nitpicking here because the defense has been the backbone of Jacksonville's 2 wins. The Jaguars rank 5th in points allowed per game and rushing yards allowed per game, but they're not converting a significant amount of pressures into sacks. They rank 9th with 44 quarterback pressures, but have only 6 sacks, and their pressure rate ranks 18th. Defensive end Trayvon Walker leads the team with 2 sacks, while defensive tackle Eric Armstead is second with 1.5. I would argue that the defensive weakness right now is just busts, coverage busts. 2 coverage busts have led to games being much closer than they should have been. So that's where I'm at. 18, I would have them ahead of the Steelers. I would also probably have them ahead of the Cardinals. Who else? Seahawks, maybe. Chiefs, maybe. But yeah. All right, let's look at Pro Football Focus here. Bills, Eagles, Ravens, Packers, Lions, Chiefs at 6 still. Chargers, 49ers, Commanders, Rams, Buccaneers, Vikings, Colts, Broncos, Seahawks, Jaguars at 6 there, up 3 from 19, I guess. Chance of making the playoffs is at 57%. Chance of winning the Super Bowl is at 2%. The Jaguars do not feel like a 2-1 team, but right now, facts don't care about your feelings. The offense has played well in flashes, but Trevor Lawrence, who has registered a 63.4 overall PFF grade through 3 weeks, is still trying to build a connection with Brian Thomas Jr. and Travis Hunter. The defense has surprised folks and currently sits second in EPA per play allowed. If the offense can catch up, the Jaguars could be viewed a lot more favorably in the race for the AFC South. For now, they're hard to digest. I think that's fair, honestly. A lot of what's said there is fair. Really, all of it. The Jags defense is playing overall really good football. Again, I think that the basically, receivers wide open down the field has been the biggest problem. And it's a small problem, but because it's happened in multiple games, that swings the game. That's really been the biggest issue with the defense, in my opinion. The offense is it's difficult. The Jaguars should be 3-0. I think that's something a lot of folks are failing to acknowledge. Like, they should have beaten the Bengals. They blundered in a very big way against the Bengals on multiple fronts. There were multiple opportunities for the Jaguars to win that game, and they did not. And then on the last drive, you could also look at, Travis Hunter did make a great play that would have helped them win that game. And they ultimately, the refs called pass interference. So that was really unfortunate. But 16, I think, is in the right range. I would still probably put them ahead of the Seahawks. Broncos, that's tough. The Colts, I get being ahead of the Jags. I think that they have been a more consistent team so far than the Jaguars. So that's where I'm at with PFF. But I think that their analysis there was actually pretty strong. And I don't always agree with a lot of things PFF has to say. Eagles, we're over at The Athletic. Bills, Chargers, 49ers, Lions, Bucks, Packers. I think the Packers should be higher. Colts at 8. Big old picture of Matthew Stafford. Rams at 9, getting all sorts of advertisements. Ravens at 10, Commanders at 11, Chiefs at 12. Seahawks at 13. Minnesota Vikings at 14. Steelers at 15. Wow. Okay. Jaguars 19 up to 16. Beat the Texans on Sunday. Quarterback confidence. Alarm bells are starting to go off. This is Trevor Lawrence's 5th NFL season, and we keep waiting for a breakout that once felt inevitable, but the switch to Liam Cohen as head coach hasn't come with the positive shift in Lawrence that many expected. It's still early, but this season Lawrence has completed just 58.8% of his passes, 30th in the NFL for 5.9 yards per attempt, 25th, and has thrown as many touchdowns as interceptions. Well, it's early. I mean, I think the same thing that everybody's saying about Travis Hunter, being alarmist about him. This is an alarmist view of Trevor Lawrence as well, and they admit alarm bells are starting to go off. I don't think it's fair to judge a quarterback, a team, etc., based off the first 3 games of a new regime. However, I do think Trevor Lawrence needs to play better. I think his receivers need to play better. I think his left tackle and his right guard need to play a lot better in pass protection, and I think that Liam Cohen can do a better job in Grant Udinski and Shane Waldron coordinating this passing game. I don't think it has been completely buttoned up and potentially utilized the skill sets that are within it to the best of their ability. So that's why I'm at there. But I do agree Trevor Lawrence needs to play better. A lot of players in the passing game need to play better. Jaguars at 2-1 are 16th in the Athletics power ranking. So you're seeing 16, 16, 18. Again, probably in the right range. I would definitely have them ahead of the Steelers right now. The Seahawks, interesting. They're in an interesting spot. The Jags play them in week 6, so we'll get to see that one. All right. NFL.com. Eagles, Buffalo Bills, Detroit Lions, Chargers, Bucks, Packers, Ravens, Commanders, Colts, Rams, Chiefs, 49ers, Seahawks, Broncos, Vikings, Steelers, Jaguars at 17. So they remain in this same range. What do we got here? The Panthers, Bengals, and Texans might not represent the most fearsome trio of opponents, but the Jaguars' defense held up well against all 3 for the most part, which is a big reason for the team's 2-1 start. They'll rue letting that Cincinnati game get away, absolutely, but Sunday was a turn in the right direction. A young team has to make big plays in crunch time to learn how to win, and the Jaguars did just that by causing 3 fourth-quarter turnovers versus Houston, their 3rd straight 3-takeaway game to open the season. Liam Cohen's offense still has plenty of room for growth, and Brian Thomas Jr.'s struggles have been borderline alarming. They have been alarming. He had 3 drops by my count and seemed mostly miserable for the game's first 58 minutes, but Thomas came up with a massive catch late to help Jacksonville pull out the thriller and earn a big divisional win. Yeah. A lot of this stuff is absolutely true as well. I think that the offense does have plenty of room for growth. I think that the defense is helping out a lot. No one has written anything about the Jaguars' run game, which I know wasn't at its very best against the Texans in week 3. But I think their run game has been just as impressive as any other part of their offense. So that's something to keep in mind. Or as impressive as any part of their entire team, excuse me. All right, so Yahoo Sports is doing it the right way. 32 down to 1. Saints, Dolphins, Titans, Giants, Jets, Browns, Cowboys, Panthers, Texans, Patriots, Bengals, Raiders, Falcons, Bears, Cardinals, Steelers, Jaguars at 16. I mean, everybody's got that Jaguars team between 16 and 18, it looks like. It wasn't the most impressive performance, but the Jaguars pulled out a win against an offensively inept Texans team. Trevor Lawrence doesn't look much better. Travis Hunter's usage is strange. Brian Thomas Jr. is a shell of his rookie self, and despite all that, the Jaguars are doing okay at 2-1. I really do wonder what people would be saying about them if they were 3-0. But they're not. They're 16. Yeah, I think that's the average ranking here is 16. You've seen 16 three times, I believe, 17 once, 18 once. So I think you'd probably put them at 16 at like a composite power ranking. That feels pretty fair, honestly, because there are a lot of issues to fix in the passing game, pre-snap penalties, defensive coverage busts, just consistency overall. But they're 2-1 to start this new regime, and they are showing signs of being a team that can be resilient, that can take a punch and keep fighting. They've got some really big games coming up. 49ers this weekend. We still have yet to figure out exactly the 49ers injury situation, especially at quarterback there. And then, Chiefs on Monday Night Football, the Seahawks and the Rams. So it's going to be good. It's going to be really good to see how the Jaguars handle this stretch against good opponents, flawed opponents, injury-riddled opponents, suspension-riddled opponents in the Chiefs' case. So, it'll be good to see this next upcoming stretch. And I think that they're going to do well enough to inspire some confidence. Really appreciate y'all tuning in. If you enjoy the content here, please like and subscribe. Y'all have a good one.